Hello. Yeah. So this is module 2, and we basically we're going to look through uh, navigate the iOS, how to go around the internetwork operating system, how to switch in between the modes or the prompts that are available within the iOS or internetwork operating system of both the switch and the router. So here, as we're trying to access the operating system of the router and the switch, remember it's a command line interface. It's a command. So we do not use. There is no need of using the mice, keyboard. No. So it's all about using the command. So the modes are grouped. We have what you call primary command modes, where we expect user access mode. We have privilege. User access mode, it looks like this. This is a router, this is a switch. This is a router, a switch, but this is the privilege mode. The privilege, the privilege mode with a hash, then this with a symbol. So it's a must if you're to interact with the iOS of the switch or the router. We have to go through these two modes. That's the reason why they're called primary mode. Then we have what you call the global modes and then sub configuration modes. In global mode, it is used to access configuration options on the device. This is the mode where we can actually, the general mode, that if you want to do the configuration that affects the device, we have to be in this mode. Then we have what you call the sub configuration mode. In sub configuration mode, we have line configuration mode used to configure the console, SSH, telnet, or even auxiliary access. Interface configuration mode used to configure a switch port or router port. As you can see that these commands, these modes or the prompt, they cut across both on the switches and then the routers. So if you know the concepts and maybe the switch, it's the same concept when it comes to the. So this is a video that if you use your account so far, the accounts that you have, you can actually go through, or you will cover the following: user access mode, privilege, and then global configuration mode. So here we have the mode that navigate between iOS mode. The first one, it's the user access, the access mode. So this is the user access mode. So we need the command enable. So once you have enable, it takes you to privilege mode. And the privilege mode, it looks like this. So once you're in privilege mode, all we need is to run the command configure terminal. Then terminal to go to global configuration mode, which is this. So to move in and out of global configuration mode, we can use configure terminal to access this mode. Then to return to the privilege mode, which is this, we can use exit. We have line configuration mode, in and out line configuration mode. We need to use line command followed by the management line type. To return to global configuration mode, still you use the exit. So in other words, the exit, it takes you one step back while you full. So as you can see, it's line, then console, which is the management line type, which is console 0. And then if you want to go back to global, you use exit. It's even the same on this. There's still the continuation when it comes to sub global configuration mode. that you can actually go to line configuration mode, line console. But if you want to exit, because now if you use exit, it takes you to global configuration mode. If you want to skip a global configuration mode, you can use end. It skips that, it takes you to the privilege mode, or you can use the shortcut of Control Z. Then to switch, for example, if you are in this line configuration, this line mode, this mode, you can actually type a specific command to change the sub configuration without exiting. As you can see, it's here, interface, it is in line mode, so you should not get confused. It is in line mode, and then you type interface fast Ethernet, it will switch. Then it takes you to configuration, the configuration sub interface. And then here it's the video. This video will cover the following: enable, how to use enable, disable, configure terminal exit, then end, then Ctrl Z on a keyboard, and other commands to enter sub-configuration mode. It's a video where you will actually be subjected to just watch. The structure, the command structure, that every time you're stating the command, there is a structure. For example, we have this as the command, show IP, then protocol. You see, then we have even ping, and then 192.168.1, and then dot maybe 5. That we have this as you can see, this is a prompt, the mode, this. And then we have the command, which is the show. So even this, the ping, it's a command. Then there we need, there is a space, as you can see, the space. And then after that, we have this IP configuration, it's the key. It's a keyword, or you can call it an argument. Then we have an IP address here, it is also an argument or a keyword. So we have the command syntax check. The command syntax check. So this is the key to elaborate or to explain or to describe what we have here. That we have the bold, as you can see, the bold face, text indicates the command. The bold face, it's the commands. We have the italic, text indicates the argument. So the bold, it's the command, then this italic, it's the argument. We have these square brackets, indicates the optional. Whatever that is in these square brackets, they are optional elements that you can have them or not. Optional keywords or the argument. Then we have the one in brace, the brace bracket indicates the required element. It's a must, it has to be required, this. It's mandatory, it is required. And then we have braces, and then the vertical lines, as you can see, braces, vertical lines, and then the square within this, the square, this. Braces, which is this, and then the vertical, it's an indicator, this one here, the Z. Square brackets indicates the required choice within the optional element. So space are used to clear the net parts of the command. So here we are, as you can see, this is the command, then this is the argument or the keyword, this and then this. So the other statement, it's here, this is the keyword, as you can see, the keyword, the required, as you can see, switch code, port security, edging, and then all this, that all these they are optional, but there are those ones whereby you don't have A. That if you have A, B, so for B to exist, A has to be there. So you cannot have B without A, something like that. Then iOS help feature, there we have two options. So question mark, as you can see, that as you're typing, you type the keyword, the command ping, you leave space, put the question mark. You'll be given the next option. So the next option available there. So even when you're typing, we have what you call command syntax checker. If you type something wrong, as you can see here, switch, then interface first Ethernet here, we have the command syntax checker, which is this. It indicates that there is something wrong here. For example, this command here, it can't actually be executed in privilege mode because this is a privilege mode. Privilege mode. So it has to be in global configuration mode. That is why we can run this command. But the question mark is just true. You can type ping space then question mark so that you can see what to add on. Or you can type show space, you leave a question mark to see what is what next option you can add there. Then this is the video. You use the help command in user configuration mode. Use the help command in user access, privilege access, and even global configuration. Finish commands and then argument with the help, those options. Then use command syntax checker to fix syntax error on this. It's a video that with your accounts you will be able to go through that. We have what we call hotkey and then shortcut. Hotkeys and then shortcuts. Hotkey, when you're typing, for example, here, let's assume that you're in privilege mode where we are here and you're trying to type config. Config. So you can type it halfway and then tab. You press the tab key button onto the keyboard, onto your keyboard, so that this, whatever that you're intending to type, it is auto-completed. But if there are words that like two words that begins with the same what you've typed, like con, there is this, it can mean configure, and then at the same time connect. As you can see here, we have configure then connect. So if you type con and then you press enter, it's going to complain because it is ambiguous command, it is unknown command. The system has failed to differentiate exactly what you want. So in case, let's say you want to differentiate, you can actually type con and then type question mark without separate, so that you can be able to see the commands that begins with con. All of them, they will be listed. That's the reason why we're seeing configure and then connect. So in the process where you can type, for example, conf, and then you tab and it auto-completes configure. Configure terminal. So configure, then you type T and tab it, then it auto-completes. Then it means that you can type it halfway and say conf space T. It's going to work. That is what we have here. So this is the abbreviation of configure terminal. Configure, then space terminal. So the abbreviation, you can type it conf space T, and it's going to work. Here we have the hotkeys and then the shortcut where we have the tab. The tab, it helps us to autocomplete the partial commands, name entry, where you can type something like sh, you tab, it autocompletes it with show. Where you can type int and then you tab, it autocompletes it, interface. Like that. You type F and you tab, it completes it, fast Ethernet. Ethernet, like that. Then we have backspace, it is used to erase. Then we have left arrow or control B, it moves your cursor, that is the prompt, the blinking, one character to the left. Then this is vice versa, one character to the right. We have upper arrow, control P, or control D that actually control P, which recalls the commands in the history as you're using the upper arrow. We have the upper arrow, which is this. We have the down arrow. We have the right, and then we have the left. So this one, it recalls. This one, it moves one character towards the right, then this towards the left one character. trying to do the editing. Yeah? So we're not allowed, or we're not encouraged to use the cursor in the process of editing our statements. So still we have other keystrokes or the shortcut, the hotkeys. We have enter. The enter keyword, as you run one, the moment you run the command show running config, it is going to display like 5 pages. 5 pages. So you can use enter. If you use enter, it displays the next line. That on these 5, let's assume that this is the page. But if you use enter key, it keeps on displaying a line. You press enter, it brings another one. You press enter, it brings another one. So if you use space, and there are 5 pages, that every time you hit a space bar, then it brings page. This is page 1. You hit space, it brings another page. And page 2, and then page 3, page 4, up to page 5, like that. Then any key, since there are 5 and you've displayed like 2 lines and you've got, and you have, you're satisfied with what you wanted, then automatically you can press any other key so that it terminates all these other 4 pages without reviewing them. So these are just the key, the hot keys. Anyway, this is just the single buttons on the keyboard. But we have what you call the combination. Control C. Control C, it's the same as any other key. Any other key. It immediately takes you to, or it stops whatever that you want to display. Control Z. Control Z, it's the shortcut of end. It skips all other modes and takes you back to privileged access mode. Then we have Control Shift 6. So most of the time, mostly in this mode, the user access mode, that if you type wrong command, then the iOS, it is going to try to convert whatever that you've typed into numerical address, which is the IP address. So it will actually hang as it is trying to translate. So to interject there, you have to press Control Shift then 6. Control Shift and then 6. Here it's the video where we're going to look at tab key, then command shortening, up and down arrow, Control C, Control Z, Control Shift 6, and then Control R. So it's a video, you just play and then watch. Then we have the packet trace activity. You will do the basic connection, access the control the command line interface, and then explore help, explore access mode, then search even the clock. Yeah. So here is navigate the iOS using TerraCharm of the console connectivity. For us, when time comes, we are going to use Putty instead of TerraCharm. But still, you can download in your free time if you have where to practice from, you use it. So in this, access Cisco switch through serial console port, then display and configure basic device settings. And then we have the optional where you can access Cisco router using mini USB console cable. So we're going to go through the device configuration. Here we're going to deal with the packet tracer. So within the packet tracer, these are the areas that you're going to look at. I will summarize this within the packet tracer, not to go through the slides, because we have already actually visited the exact areas that we need to and packet tracer, all this. So in packet tracer, these are the areas that you're going to need to restrict. Okay, we're starting with the host name. the host name. We need the privilege, the privilege, password, and then the what privilege, and then the user access password, then the line VTY, the virtual terminal. Then what else? The banner, that is the legal notch. Then encrypting passwords, and then saving, and then setting some IP addresses. So those are the areas that we are going to cover using the so, and then we test. Okay. This is our packet tracer. These are our packet tracer. I think I'll just give you even another but as of now, let me just pick. So I'm picking a switch. Need a switch, and then the end devices. So I will press and hold the control key button on the keyboard, and then pick the devices that I need. So if I want to interconnect all these devices together, I need an intermediate device, which is the switch, and then all these devices. So I'll go to the connections here, and then pick straight through cable, which is this. Press and hold the control, and then start doing the connection. So all ports are the same, but you need to connect a PC in fast Ethernet 0, and then to any port here. Fast Ethernet 0, and then to any port on this. Go to the server fast Ethernet, you go to the switch, any port. You go to the printer, fast Ethernet. So all these 5 devices, they are interconnected together. And you are going to give them the IP addresses so that all these machines are able to talk to each other. So I will label this using the notch, which is this one here, notch. Click in it, then click here, give it an IP address 192.168.1.0. As of now, let's go with this. We are not going to go in detail /24. Explain that in the other session, but as of now, let's have this. That this one here, it's going to have a 1. It's just this. Okay. So it's this. Let me try to space them. Then this one here, it's going to have a 2. This a 3. Then a 4. Don't worry, actually more sessions are coming on the IP address. Don't worry. Okay, 5, not 3, then 5, like that. Now, at the end, we have to make sure that all this, because this is labeling, it's not assigning IP address. We have to assign these IP addresses to these computers. This. So I will assign 2 and then share this in your group so that you can actually auto complete the IP addresses. Okay, so then now that I need configure the switch, I will just go for console connection, pick this cable, connect it to any. It can be this, it can be this, but not a server and then the printer, any of this. So I can click on this, go to RS, connect there, and then extend to the PC. But here you have to be specific in console cable, and then after that, we're going to use this PC to access the switch. So I'll tap on it like this, and then go to desktop. Then I'll go to the desktop. Then from desktop, I'll go to terminal without changing anything here, and then click the arm in. So here, this is where we are. I'll just press enter. Now we are in the switch, then it's enable, and then configure. As you can see, what we are actually trying to, instead of typing the on off configure, I can type configure T. There we are. We're going to start with the host name to set the host name. Then I will call this switch 1, as you can see. So it has changed from switch then to SW1. Then here we need to restrict. Whoever tries to access this mode should provide the password. And the commands, it's here. Line console. It's line console. Then 0. So it's only one cable that connects on that device. That's the reason why. Then password, I will use Cisco, then log in like that. Log in. Then I can exit and then this time think about restricting this mode. So whoever tries to access this mode, because the two, this with greater symbol and then this hash, they are primary modes. That those two modes you have to be with, or you have to be authorized. So we're going to restrict that. So we have what you call enable secret. Enable secret, I will use class. So the other one was Cisco, now this is class. So I've restricted that whoever tries to access the privilege mode, you have to provide this password. Then we have line VTY or virtual terminal. So I will just state the 0 to 4. The reason why we're stating 0 to 4 is that there can be actually 4 users to log into this very system simultaneously at the same time. Then the password, I will use class again, then log in. Still I will exit. Now we've configured our 3 password. 1 user access mode password, and then privilege password, and then virtual terminal password. And then we need the banner. The banner is a legal notch. Banner MOTD, message of the day, and then you select the symbol except question mark. We don't need a question mark. As you can see, line C, banner, this, where C is delimiting character. So we cannot use the question mark, because the question mark, it is reserved for system firmware, that if you want to get to know the next, for example here, as you can see, we use the question mark, but it is giving us the next option. So we can use maybe / as you can see, and then put our message. It depends on how you're going to phrase the message. It can be a welcoming message, or it can be a warning message. So immediately after the message, you close the message with the same symbol that you started with. There we are. And then we need to we need to encrypt our password, like VTY. This one here, it is in plain text. Even this line console, it is in plain text. We can verify that and we see. So I'm going to use the shortcut end, the shortcut of end, which is Control Z. Then I go back there and then use the command show running config. I will type it halfway and then tab show running config. Then press enter. See this? All this. So that if I press enter here, it shows one line. As you can see, we have Ethernet 03. But if I press enter, it will bring a exclamation mark. If I press enter again, it brings 4 exclamation now again. If I press enter, yes. The more it means that there is another page. So I will use, I'm going to use the space button. Yeah? So another page. This is another page. This is another page. You see? Now our line console password, it is Cisco. Then line VTY, it is class. You see that they are in plain text. It's only this command that is, it's only this password enable secret that is encrypted. So we need to encrypt even these ones. So to encrypt them, I'll go to global configuration mode, and then we enable that service. Because when you look at this one here, we have service password encryption. It is not enabled. It is starting with no. With no. Okay. So we're going to state as the service password encryption. So there we have encrypted the password. See? So if I run the other command, I'm using upper arrow now. You see? Configure terminal, no. Show running config, yes. If I press enter, we have more, meaning that we have pages, the pages. And then even this, the service password encryption, this time, the no keyword is not there. Then next page, next page, next page. Now, the console password has been encrypted. The line VTY also encrypted. So it's time to save. If you want to save, you make sure that you're in privilege mode. This is our privilege mode. And then run the command, copy running, then running config, and then startup config, like that. So you press twice. This is the command, as you can see. Line, it's copy running config, then startup config. You press enter and then confirm the destination. There, you're done. So it's time to test. Now, it's time to test. It's time to test our passwords. Are they effective? So I'm going to exit so that I log out. Now you see that we have our banner, which is welcome, and then you go ahead, provide the password. Now this first password here, it's the user access password. Wow, the one that we configured the line console password, the line console password. So that password, it was Cisco, from not mistaken, yeah. So there we are. As you can see, we've managed to access the privilege, so the user mode. Then in that, the command, it's enable, and then the password, this time it is class. You see, now we are in privilege mode. Okay, so I will go ahead and assign 2 machines IP address. It will be this and then this. So since this one here, it was already open, I need to close this application first to access another application. So I will close this application, go to IP configuration. So in IP configuration, I want to set the address for this PC 5. The address is 192.168.1, and then the subnet mask. As of now, we don't need any other thing. It's IP address and then the subnet mask. Then I will go to the second PC, I do the same. You go to desktop, then IP configuration, we put the address 192.168.1.2, which is this. Then the subnet mask, and then close that. And then after that, it's time to do the testing. It's time to do the testing. I would have used actually the physical device, but my computer, it doesn't have the Ethernet port, so I cannot demonstrate that. But with time, I will be able to show you where to go to access your Ethernet ports. Okay, so I will still use the same computer, this one here. I want to test connectivity. Will I be able from this PC, from PC6, reach PC5? So I'll use command prompt, which is that, and then ping. Before I ping, I need to verify the IP address assigned on this computer. So I'll use IP, then configure ipconfig space // then all, like that. So it is assigned with this IP address, and this is the subnet mask. So I want to do the ping by pinging. This is the keyword or the command. Then I want to ping. This IP address 1.1. So if I press enter, I'm seeing the replies. Seeing the replies, it's PC1 trying to ping. So here the pings, they just go through. They will just go through the switch, but we cannot manage the switch because the switch will be like this, and then it comes back to this. But the switch, you want to be able to reach it, maybe to ping it, because we have not yet assigned it the IP address. But for it, it will allow to pass the communication via it, and then it goes to either in this direction, or it can be this direction from PC5 to PC6. So we want to assign our switch the IP address. The IP address. So what I'm going to do, just to use this PC, go back to terminal, and then without changing anything, click OK. There we are. So in this, if we run the command show IP interface, then brief, this is what you're going to see. I need the last option. Okay, that all these ports that you're seeing, here, starting from this point here up to this, cannot assign them IP address. That you will code it interface, then maybe fast Ethernet 0/1, and then you give it an IP address. Not allowed. It's not allowed. So if you have to assign the IP address on this machine, IP address on this switch, all we need is just to use the virtual, what we call the virtual, and that virtual port, it's this one here, the VLAN, the VLAN one. So that is our virtual port. It's what we are going to use to assign the IP address. It's what we are going to use. Okay. It's what we are going to use. So all these answer, we cannot actually assign them IP address. It's impossible. It's impossible. We cannot. Now what you're going to do is just to deal with this interface. To deal with that interface. So we're going to change to global configuration mode, and then you code interface, then VLAN 1. Interface, then VLAN 1. So this is our virtual interface. We are creating the virtual interface. Switch virtual, actually it's called switch virtual. It's switch it's called the switch virtual interface. So this whatever that we have here, whatever that we have here, actually on this, what you're going to set on this, so it's a switch virtual interface. Switch virtual interface. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and then put the IP address to assign the address the same way as we assigned on the end device. So it is 192.168.1. I can give the other one to us the continuation from 1 up to 5. I can give this a 6C, and then the subnet mask, subnet mask 255. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they are supposed to be 3 there, and then it's you. You press enter, then no shut down. No shut down. So we've managed to assign the IP address on this PC. So still it's the time to test our our switch virtual interface. Our switch virtual interface. So I'll just ping the IP address that I've assigned to our switch, which is 193, then this is 6, 192.168.1.6. You press enter. So the first ping it's going to, and then the rest is successful. So it was actually trying to learn the MAC address of the switch. So this is what we have so far. If I ping the second time, be successful. Successful. So on top of this, we can actually go ahead and we test our challenge. We need to the remote access. The remote access. Remember, we configured what we call the virtual terminal, the virtual terminal. So this time it's the right time to test it. Are we going to be able to reach the switch and we configure it remotely? So let's try and see. Let's try and see. Try and see. So I'm going to use telnet. Since I'm able to reach the route switch, I'll just telnet. And then the address. Now we are telnetting the IP address of the address that we assigned to the PC, the switch. So which is 192.168.1, then .6. Oh, it's asking us, as you can see, the welcome, not sure the banner, it's welcome, and then we need the password. Since we've used the telnet, now the password to use there, it's for telnet, which was class. So we have, as you can see, we cannot, though we've used the other one for telnet, you cannot skip the primary mode. This is user access mode. We need to enable there, and then the privilege password. Our privilege password was class. There we are. We can even run the command show running config, show running config, and then you press enter space. As you can see that we have IP. We have IP address so far. The IP address, this is the secret. We have the host name, the service password encryption, and then what else? Okay, so we have even the password here encrypted. We have even this encrypted. Yeah, so what else? We have even when you look at this, the banner is here, the virtual IP address here, the one that we assigned, it's here, all that information. So we can even go to saving. Remember now here we are using shell. We're not using this cable here. I can even delete it so that you confirm that you are not using this. We are using this is command prompt, so it's what we are using. As you can see, we've not lost the connection. So I can even save from here. Copy, run, startup. So I've saved even the new changes. So please kindly, I've not assigned the IP addresses on these machines. On this machine, the laptop, this, and then this, and then even this one. So kindly, this is what you're going to do. Make sure that you assign them the IP address, all of them, and then the subnet mask. The same as what I actually assigned on this, and then even the other one. So that marks the end of our session. Thank you.